Family's everything. But my kids, to my children, I'm nobody. But that night they're gonna find out their father's very special.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
All right. Impromptu live. It's 1:05 in the morning. I'm like everybody else in America. I just watched Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. And I feel like I need some rehab right now. My man Matthew, always there. Let's go, George. What's up, buddy? So, it is what it is, right? I always said Netflix is winning. They're winning. But Mike Tyson's 58 years old. You know what, Matthew? Sad to watch Mike go out like that. You know what? I gotta respectfully disagree. Mike Tyson is 58 years old. If you've read his books, he had another book too called Undisputed Truth. What the man did to himself with drugs and alcohol. Now, this is all self-inflicted. Drugs and alcohol. Probably shouldn't be alive today, but he is. And he's 58 years old. So sad to watch him go out like that. You know what? He went up against a 27-year-old fighter. He won 8 rounds. I think it's a victory for Mike Tyson based on what he's been through. Look, everybody loves nostalgia. Rocky Balboa. If you watch Rocky Balboa, it was nothing but nostalgia. People hope that Tyson would summon up that 15 seconds of energy and hit Paul and knock him down, knock him out. He's 58 years old. He's 58 years old. So while Matthew says sad to watch Mike go out like that, I say, you know what? That's a victory right there. And yes, look, you can't see behind me, but right here, that's 1986. That's Mike Tyson, 20 years old, knocking out Trevor Berbick to become heavyweight champ, youngest ever heavyweight champ. Underneath, 1988, June of 88, he knocked down Michael Spinks in 1 round. That was 36, 34 years ago. So my man, Lorenzo, who's got the best pizza in New Canaan, he lives, I'm pointing right there. That's where my man Lorenzo lives. I should have watched the fight with him. Lorenzo says that Tyson did a great job. That's true. Look, Matthew, he's got a loss on his record to Jake Paul. But Jake Paul also, I saw the stats, and he had knocked down or knocked out everyone he fought. Well, guess what? He didn't knock down or knock out Mike Tyson at 58. Yeah. Lorenzo, my man, says, I really miss him fighting. Brings me back to the good old days. God bless him. Yeah. Very true. Matthew, I get all the stuff that Mike Tyson has told the world about. I get it. About money, Mike said, the fight will not change his lifestyle. This is about legacy in our sport. Jay Rich, my man, the winner of the night was the Black Queen standing behind all the fighters post-interview. Hey, they did have some gorgeous ring card girls. I'll say that. Matthew, I'm not talking badly about Mike. I'm saying it's sad that he had to lower himself to be in the ring with Jake Paul. Paul is a problem. Well, you know, look, Jim Brown says Georgie's 58. And exactly, that's my point. That's my point. He's 58 years old. He's 58 years old. Jay Rich said judges were off all night. They could have at least did it one more time and scored a draw to save Mike's record at least. That's true. Listen, Amanda Serrano. I love Katie Taylor. I thought Amanda Serrano won the first fight. And I thought she won the second fight. And she got jobbed. And you're right. You know, Jay, you're right. The judges could have gave Tyson a draw. Why not? Why not? Nostalgia. Listen, Jake Paul when it's all said and done, Jake Paul is going to make a lot of money. A lot of money. He will never win a world championship. Never. He will never beat a ranked slash elite slash championship fighter. He will never do it. He won't. I mean, he fought a guy. Listen, let's break it down with Tyson, right? Mike Tyson is 58. He's probably 78 in, you know how they have dog years? Mike Tyson, again, if you read his books, Tyson, when he was young, abused his body with drugs and alcohol. If you've seen Mike Tyson's podcast, all he does is smoke weed. That does not make for an athlete. It doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't. So I'm not shocked that he had no legs, he had no stamina. He's 58 years old and he's 78 in drug years. So it was a victory that he got to go 8 rounds. That's all I'm saying. Jobbed as a stretch. Wait. Who said he was jobbed? I mean, Jake Paul deserved to win the fight. Look, it's not sad. Mike Tyson chose to go in there and he chose to test himself and he realized that he's 58 years old. My man Matt says, look, I'm not saying Tyson did anything wrong. He did the best he could. What I'm saying is it never should have happened. Well, you know what, Matthew? Unfortunately, this is a business. And I happen to know a guy by the name of Gabe Spitzer who used to work for HBO. He and I worked together a lot at HBO. He works for Netflix now, and they put together this event. 60,000+ filled the stadium, and they were filled. They were filled before the Serrano fight. We are suckers for nostalgia. We just are. You know, the old hero coming back to win the game, win the fight. That's what we love. We love nostalgia. And for a lot of us, like me, I'm in my 50s, Mike Tyson was nostalgia. Now, I didn't watch the fight thinking Mike was going to win. I didn't. I thought maybe, just maybe, he'll land a shot because Jake Paul is a professional fighter. He will never be a champion. He's not an elite fighter. He just isn't. It is what it is. Look at his record. Look who he's fought. He fought a 60-year-old man. Like dog years. Mike Tyson was 78 years old. Couldn't drop him. Couldn't stop him. Still feared him. Oh, please, Jim. Yeah, you're bugging, man, right? Jake doesn't have a chance against any champion in boxing. Any champion. I'm talking from flyweight on up. He has no chance. Jake Paul has shown you what he's going to do. He's going listen, George Foreman's out there. You know, Foreman is 70+ years old. He's a former heavyweight champion. Why not fight George Foreman? Okay? Or Michael Nunn, who was in prison for 15 years, former middleweight champion of the world. Fight Michael Nunn. That is who Jake Paul's going to fight. That's not, we know what's going on here. Jay Rich, first 2 rounds were fun. Mike stopped throwing punches up that, and it became painful to watch. It did. And I was just glad that, you know, Andre Ward said it best. He said, I'm glad Mike didn't get stopped. Look, I mean, all right, listen, I'm not a boxer, but I'm a runner. I ran track. I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed. I do know, for as many people out there that say smoking weed is good for your body and blah, 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 as an athlete, no, it's not good for you. And Mike Tyson did nothing but smoke weed, do mushrooms for the last, I don't know how many years. That affected him. So he's older than 58. The drugs, the alcohol, the way he's abused his body, for him to go 8 rounds with Jake Paul, to me, that's a victory. The age was, Teach says the age was telling. That was all you really needed to make a decision. Yeah, Matthew, Amanda won tonight. I thought so too, bro. Listen. Let me drop the link too. But I thought Amanda won, and I'm a big Katie Taylor fan. But Amanda won that fight, and I thought she won the first fight, and whatever, she got robbed. Matthew George, who will buy a belt. He might. Listen. I don't hate on Jake Paul. Jake Paul is what he is. He's a good businessman, and I need to do a rehab night. We need to do a Mike Tyson's greatest hits. Because listen, there was a point where I thought Tyson was going to go down as one of the greatest fighters in the history of boxing. And I mean, 20 years old, he becomes a champion. He's 21, 22, and he's undisputed. And then he, listen, because of him, he joined Don King. Things went downhill. And he didn't fulfill expectations. But there was a time where I thought Tyson was going to go down as one of the greatest. And the reality is, in all his tough fights, he didn't win them. He didn't win them. He was done after Buster. Yet he fought on, and because he was so good when he was young, he captured our imagination. And that's why that stadium was filled. It's because, again, you can't see these pictures. That's Trevor Berbick. That's Michael Spinks. And that's why that stadium was sold out. That's why Netflix won, because of Mike Tyson. And he won 8 rounds. And at 58 years old, I don't want to see him in the ring again. I hope he never fights again. Jay Rich says, Canelo should be ashamed of himself for how he's moved, that Jake is confident to call him out since he's just chasing money. Come on now. Jay. Canelo, Jake Paul will never fight Canelo. Never. He's going to stick to what he's going to fight guys who have mediocre records, who are fringe fighters, basketball players, former MMA fighters, former heavyweight champions. Look, Evander's out there. Lennox is out there. Go after those guys. That's what Jake does, and I'm not a hater. He's made a lot of money, but he's just not that good. He just isn't. He just isn't. I dropped the link, I think. So if anyone wants to talk boxing, please comment. Teach. The production and marketing was amazing. I don't know about anyone else, but my stream was perfect. No buffering or kicks. Funny you say that, but my stream went out once, but it was every 10, 15 minutes, it got very fuzzy. But you know what that says to me? A hell of a lot of people were watching this fight. That's what it is. Yes, Mike is still the winner. Agreed. Matthew, but Mike Tyson as a kid, no drugs, no smoking, would knock down a building. Yes, listen. Of course. Tyson, even the Tyson that fought Lennox Lewis, even the Tyson that lost his last fight 20 years ago beats this Jake Paul. But we're in 2024. I mean, right now it's November 16th. And, I like to reminisce like the best of them. J. Rich, Jake will get crucified by anyone in the top 10 of the division. And they know that. They know that. That's why he hasn't fought anyone in the top 10. I mean, it's okay because the guy is making money, right? He's making money. But just don't get it twisted. He's not a championship boxer. So Matthew says, but why allow Jake Paul to make a name for himself off the legend of Mike Tyson? Why are we allowing that? Why are we praising that? I don't think anyone's praising. Well, I'm not praising that. Certainly. In fact, I'm praising Mike Tyson for going 8 rounds with Jake Paul. Jake knows better. I dropped the link. Anyone wants to talk, get something off their chest, please jump on. Richard Sampson, Jake Paul is a mockery to the sport. I'll say this. Like Jake Paul, Jake Paul is a professional fighter and he trains and he seems to have dedicated himself to the sport. He's just not a championship fighter. He just isn't. And that's okay. He just isn't. I respect the fact that he gets in the ring. But SW and up, get the likes up, chat. Listen, I know it's 1:21 in the morning on the East Coast, and I just jumped on, didn't have a thumbnail, didn't have anything, but I just need to, I don't know, man. This is my rehab. I don't mean it's sad for Mike Tyson. I mean it's sad for the sport. Matt, you know the sport. I mean, the sport it's sad, it's happy, it's mean, it's vile, it's disgusting, it's beautiful. It's every adjective you could think of. That's what boxing is, right? Right? I mean, it's disgusting, yet it's beautiful, yet it's violent, yet it's creative. It is what it is, man. Weed is not good for athletes at all. That was my point. Matthew, bro, I don't care who puts out the promotion. I would take HBO boxing over them all. Now, here's a nice little. I mean, the production was okay tonight. What I saw, who produced the fight was Dave Harmon. Dave Harmon and I worked together at HBO for a long time. One of the best live producers out there. He was with HBO in their heyday, through Tyson's heyday. I saw Tammy Cotel, who people don't know, but she was the woman in the locker rooms. She was with HBO for years. The two handheld cameramen were both with HBO. The interpreter was HBO. So this had a heavy HBO slant. So, that made me feel good. Linda Woods, my girl Linda. What does everyone make of Mike chewing on his glove for nearly the whole fight? I don't know. He said that's what he does. I don't know. Jay Rich. And if anyone, listen, the link is out there. If anyone wants to jump in and talk some Tyson. In fact, I don't know. At some point, I feel like I need to throw some Tyson, like some of Tyson's greatest hits on at some point. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Not this minute, but I definitely have to. I need to rehab. All right. Yes, Jay Serrano won the fight. I thought Serrano won the fight. I thought she won the first fight as well. Matthew, this wasn't about nostalgia though. I didn't want to see it. I'm sorry. I saw Andre Ward's name attached to it along with Roy Jones. But you know what? Listen, Roy and Andre are two of the best. So why not get the best? I've got no problems with that. Yeah, the glove thing seemed weird. My man, Lorenzo. Yeah, I don't remember him biting his gloves like that. Not like he did tonight, but listen, the dude is 58, right? He's 58. Oh man, George Lawrence Taylor dominant football and coke. Yeah, but he was a lot younger. Lawrence Taylor wasn't 58 years old. So I mean, I'll take Tyson at 38 over Jake Paul. You know? Jay Rich. Also, another night of maybe they shouldn't interview immediately after. Katie Taylor sounded like a grown man mumbling in that interview. Equilibrium, obviously. Well, Katie Taylor also has that, I don't know, that Irish lilt. She's like, oh, well, I really think I want to buy it. And she has like that lilt. I don't know. Richard, Jim Brown, recreational drugs is never good for athletes. Exactly. Jake Paul is the worst boxer I've ever seen in my life. Well, maybe not the worst. Maybe not the worst, but Jim Brown, George hate Jake. I don't hate Jake. I don't hate Jake at all. I think he's brilliant. I think Jake Paul needs to just stay in his lane. Stay in his lane. His lane is 50-plus-year-old former MMA or boxers, basketball players, fighters who no one's ever heard of, but they are fighters. I was talking to one of my boys tonight. As much as I love boxing, as much as I love it, it's the only sport where an average person can say, I'm a pro, I'm a professional fighter. You get a license. If you pass the medical test, you pay for your license, you fight a fight, you're a pro fighter. I can't pay. I grew up loving baseball. I wanted to be a center fielder for the Yankees. I can't take a physical, pay for my license, and say, I'm a major leaguer. I'm a major league baseball player. You can only do that in boxing. That's just what it is. What it is. And I don't hate Jake Paul. I really don't. But he is smart and he's going to stay in his lane. He fought a guy 30 years older than him. Okay? So if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about Jake Paul, that's who he's going to fight. That's who he's going to fight. So it is what it is. It's not hate. I mean, the dude's made a lot of money. He's made a lot of money. Yes, he called Canelo out, said he's obviously chasing the money. Give me a call. Yeah. I mean, Kyle Hayden. Imagine normal people just trying to watch Netflix tonight. Yeah. Matthew George, you're 100% right about smoking edibles. Might be a different story if you take THC in a different way, like a pill. That's what I'm saying. Look, I loved Tyson's podcast, but the brother just all he did was smoke weed on the show. So, it calms him, it centers him. But I'm speaking as an athlete. I'm a runner. You do that stuff to your body, it's going to cut down your conditioning, your ability to use your oxygen. So whatever, man. It is what it is. Listen, somebody's got to come in here. I know someone's got to click on that link. We're not going to debate. I'm not looking to smoke anyone. Matthew, yeah, I hear you. Please do some research by Jake Paul. I don't want to. I really don't. Because look, my 20-year-old daughter, this shows you how big this fight is. My 20-year-old daughter is in college in California. And she asked me, what do I think about this Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing? And she said she doesn't like Jake Paul. She thinks he's a bad person. My daughter's never texted me about boxing. Never. That shows you the magnitude of this fight because of Tyson. But she doesn't like Jake Paul. So, Matthew, I hear you. I don't care to research about Jake Paul. I really don't. So listen, there's some people watching me. Somebody click on the link and let's talk some boxing. Or let's talk some Tyson. Let's reminisce about some Tyson. Kyle Hayden, I was holding back tears during the Serrano Taylor fight. It was a great fight. Listen, it was a great fight. I mean, I think it was a bullshit call, having the point deducted. They were both leading with their heads. I don't think Katie Taylor did that on purpose. I thought Amanda Serrano won the fight, and I thought she won the first fight. So Matthew's going way back. Mike Tyson was unstoppable until he met Robin Givens. Or Mike Tyson or Don King. Right? Matthew, why don't you click on the link, bro? Let's talk. Kyle Hayden, I'm half Irish, and I'm not sure if Katie want to fight. I'd eat both of them. Look, I've got Irish on my mom's side, and I respect the hell out of Katie Taylor. I live in Connecticut now. I think Katie, her training camp is in Connecticut. I respect her. She lost. Stream was effed up all through it. I listen all night long. Was anyone unlock me? Just had to lock my camera. Was anyone else's Netflix stream effed up? It's funny. I was texting my buddy who works for Netflix who set this fight up, and I told him. I said, he told me, wait till you see the numbers. So I guess Netflix will announce some numbers. I said, bro, like my stream is like slow. I've never watched Netflix, and I've had buffering problems, and it stopped. When the first round ended, it stopped. I had to jump out and jump back in. That just shows me people were watching this because of who? Mike Tyson. I'm trying to get caught up on these. You talk so much in the comments, you might as well. I don't know who you're talking about, Jay. George, Jake Paul didn't even a good fighter, never mind a championship fighter. Yes, look, SWN up. Mine just buffered twice. Mine all night was like buffering, man. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. All right. I'm trying to cancel. I'm trying to share screen. Allow. Yeah, this is not working. I was trying to Wednesday. No, that's not it. Oh man, you know what I'm trying to do? No, that's not it. I'm trying to get to my screen to show my Tyson fight. Present. Stop screen. Share screen. Yeah, I can't get this to work. Man. I really wanted to that's not it. I was really trying to you were sharing it for a second, not now though. Kyle, I'm trying to Linda Woods. I come and chat with you, George. What do I do? Listen. There's a link. If you click on the link, if anyone clicks on the link, you should be able to talk to me. Kyle, I don't know, man. I'm tripping. It must be late, but I'm trying to share my screen because I really wanted to have a pick me up, you know? Um I really want to see a Tyson fight when Tyson was Tyson. But I can't seem to do that. So share your other screen, says Kyle. Yeah, I don't know what's like I know how to do this. Present, share screen, but it's crazy. Allow StreamYard mute. Not now. Yeah, I can't seem to do it. I don't know why. Share screen. Allow. Share a window or entire screen. Share this window. Yeah, that's not what I want to share. Oh, well. It doesn't seem to be working. I really wanted to show Tyson and Burbick because, man, there's a lot of people who don't know Tyson. They don't like for the younger people who watched Tyson tonight. That was not listen. That was Mike Tyson for the latter half of his career. He couldn't throw punches. He got destroyed by Lennox Lewis. But for the people that grew up with Tyson, that was a shell. That was a shell of Mike Tyson. It really was. And it's very sad to see. But you know what? I mean, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. All right, I'm gonna see because I need to just feel better here. All right. In a few seconds, I'm gonna feel better. I'm gonna play. All right. There we go. All right, folks. So let's see. For the people who really don't know Mike Tyson was at one point, I thought he was going to go down as one of the greatest fighters in the history of boxing. My man, the doctor, enjoy the fights? No, I did not enjoy the Tyson fight. But I did enjoy. It was a hell of a welterweight fight. Mario Barrios almost got his ass kicked. I mean, he was dominating for 5 rounds, and then the fight just turned. Wow. J.K. Kim, these matches have become circus carnival acts, all hype. Kyle Hayden. I honestly have not really watched any Prime Tyson. All right, Kyle, this is for you. You were born in 90, okay? So you were born really, when you were born, Mike Tyson's prime was over. In 1990, in 1990, he lost his belt to Buster Douglas, and he was never the same. So you were born. By the time you were born, his Iron Mike Tyson's prime was done. So let's go back in time, shall we?
Both of you. Now listen.
Let's go back to
if you get in close, and I tell you to
1986.
break this, stop punching and step back clean. Any question from the challenger, chief second. Any question from the champion?
This is 1986. Mike Tyson is 20 years old. He's fighting Trevor Burbick for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. But this was Tyson. This was when he became a legend.
The words of Mills Lane, we're ready. I don't know about you folks, but here at the Hilton Hotel, there is electricity in the crowd.
Kevin Rooney in the corner.
On the line, the WBC
This is Mike
Heavyweight
Tyson.
Championship of the world. Trevor
20 years
Berbick
old.
will try to stop Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has trained his whole life for this. Look at him, Tyson to the right of your screen, Berbick in the corner to your left. We're just about ready for round one, and let's watch how quick Tyson will jump on Trevor Berbick. His whole life has been for this night, but Trevor wants to prove that he's one of the
Mills Lane,
great
the ref.
champions. Let's see how long his reign lasts. Mike Tyson kind of feeling.
Just look right there. Look at the legs. Look at how he was tonight and how he walked. He's 58 years old. He's 78 years old. Let's add the drug years. He's 78 years old.
Him out here, but he goes with that right-hand lead right away. You get the idea now that Berbick is showing a little false bravado here, standing toe-to-toe is not the way. If he doesn't pump that jab in the face,
Look at the
Tyson will
speed,
come
the
right through him.
legs, the jab.
Tyson with the left bounces it off the forehead of Trevor. Trevor tries to work underneath.
Well, Kyle, this is for
Tyson
you.
will have no part of it. Notice the movements ahead of Mike Tyson as he takes a light left jab. Tyson will be able to get underneath it. Oh, wow! With the right, another left hook that just raises. Trevor, with this bravado, could get in some big trouble in a hurry. He's taking big chances with Tyson, not feeling him out at all. This early going in round one, a lot better than we thought it might be. Trevor came to fight. But this is exactly what Tyson likes. Notice that Berbick is standing directly in front of him. That is a left hook that really caught him. That is disaster for all of the opponents of Mike Tyson. He's standing flat-footed right in front of him, and he's going to get pressed. Believe me, folks, he's going down. They can't fight Tyson this way. It's great that he has the courage, but this is a poor fight plan. Oh, the right hand gets him behind the left ear. Berbick tries to push him off, not the way to keep him up. Notice the lazy left. Watch Tyson load up with left and rights. He knows that he can score now. Mike Tyson to the right of your screen, shorter, heavier, younger, and bolder than Trevor Berbick. Berbick has felt the wrath of the right and the left hands of Mike Tyson in what just in round one. Tyson clips him with a right left that time. You get the idea that Mike, as soon as, right hand, with the left hook right there. Notice Tyson throws him in twos and threes. Trevor is getting lazy with the left hand. Notice the left hand is not pumping like it was against Pinklon Thomas when he won the title. That's a fear factor. He's away from his bravado in the early going of this round. Tyson having a good first round. Wow, with the uppercut, misses the left hook. Tyson is in total command in his head. He knows he can beat this guy right now. Notice Trevor not doing anything right now. He doesn't want to be in here with Tyson. He needs to use his 7 inches in reach.
Mike Tyson is 20 years old.
Head-to-head like this. Now the left should be pumping. Instead, Tyson will walk right through it. See this? Tyson walking right through. He's wild with the left hook as Berbick, and Tyson clips him with the left hand. Look at this. Combination. And Berbick ready to go, but he stays on his feet. Another right hand clips him. He can't take shots like that very long. Wow, with the right hand is Mike. Again, he's wild. Catches him with off.
20 years old.
He's ready to go again. Tyson knows that he can score at will now. Berbick doing nothing like he did against Pinklon Thomas. Fighting in the wrong position. Not using the jab of the bell. Round one. A good round one.
So a lot of people might not know who Trevor Berbick was. Trevor Berbick was a pro. He was a durable heavyweight. He had went 15 rounds with Larry Holmes. He lost a decision. It was the first fight where Larry Holmes didn't win by knockout, defending his heavyweight championship. He was unfortunately the last person to beat Muhammad Ali. Trevor Berbick had never been knocked out. I don't think at this point he'd ever been knocked down. He was an upset winner over Pinklon Thomas. He became the heavyweight champion, WBC heavyweight champion. And his first defense was against Mike Tyson. Tyson was dominant. Tyson was 20 years old. He was 20 years old. He was a neophyte. He was 20 years old, and he's going up against this experienced heavyweight.
For Mike Tyson. Now, this is a defensive mode now.
Mills Lane, the great rep. This is round two.
Tyson has him under control. Left hook right, watch for the uppercut. There it is. Didn't land, but he has the idea. Wow, with the right hand is Mike. Mike throwing caution to the wind. He's in total command in this fight right now. We're only in round two, and the heavyweight champ already reeling is Trevor Berbick. You know, Mike Tyson gets fined $5,000. wearing black trunks. He is the challenger here tonight, believe it or not. He looks like the champion right now, and it may not be too long before he wears that belt. Wild on the break, and Mills Lane warns Trevor about it. Trevor trying to do all he can, but what he's not doing is holding off Mike with the left. And you see the light left hook by Mike in the right hand. Mike knows he can hurt him. He had him down once in this round, wants to drop him again in a hurry. Usually what Tyson does is take that little dip, come with the uppercut, and really bang to the body. Underneath the heart, or crush the right side of the rib cage. Instead he goes to the body downstairs, catches him with the right hand, upstairs.
Man,
Two good rights
Tyson
in
is so
there.
fast.
Caught a bit of a camera switch there, and another right hand landed.
20 years old.
See Mike just clawing. He's trying to line up that right hand, and he'll be right behind him with a
just
left
out of his
hook.
teenage
Mike doesn't
years
throw
here.
just one punch. When he gets a guy in real trouble, he usually knows how to finish. Look at these shots. All landing to the head of Trevor Berbick. It's just a matter of time before Mike gets the clean shot. Berbick hanging on.
Put a
like
Bob
Vince Green
Sheridan
did.
on the call.
Bone Crusher Smith. Straight jab by Mike Tyson. 20 years old, Mike Tyson on his way to becoming
Kyle, you want
one of
to
the
go back
youngest
a second?
heavyweight champions of caught a bit of a camera. Usually what Tyson does is take that little dip, come with the uppercut, and really bang to the body. Underneath the heart, or crush the right side of the rib cage. Instead he goes to the body downstairs, catches him with the right hand, upstairs. Two good rights in there.
So fast.
Caught a bit of a camera switch there, and another right hand landed. See Mike just clawing. He's trying to line up that right hand, and he'll be right behind it with a left hook. Mike doesn't throw just one punch. When he gets a guy in real trouble, he usually knows how to finish. Look at these shots. All landing to the head of Trevor Berbick. It's just a matter of time before Mike gets the clean shot. Berbick hanging on like Vince Green did. Bone Crusher Smith. Straight jab by Mike Tyson. 20 years old, Mike Tyson on his way to becoming
20 years old.
one of the youngest heavyweight champions of all time.
Oh, here it comes. Left hook, boom. That's it.
And he goes down. He goes down. He should be able to get up from this. His legs
Good
may
night,
be
Trevor.
shut. They are. As Trevor Berbick falls
Hit
back.
him on the
and
temple.
I don't know if he's going to be able to
Going
get
down again.
He's got the heart,
One more time.
but his body won't let him do what his mind wants to. And he's counted out. It'll be scored as a knockout.
Good night.
Mills Lane counted him out to 10. It's all over. We've got a brand new heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson. Well, Trevor Berbick was brave and he only going to round one. And from about the mid.
Wow. Well, I had to. I gotta feel better about tonight. That was Mike Tyson in 1986, 20 years old, becoming heavyweight champion. And how amazing was he back then? Larry, yes, Jim Brown said Larry Holmes so underrated. Again, to set up Trevor Berbick, Trevor was the last person to beat Muhammad Ali. He won 15 rounds with Larry Holmes. He lost. It was the first time that Larry won 15 rounds defending his heavyweight title. And Trevor Berbick beat Pinklin Thomas in a big upset to become heavyweight champion. And Mike Tyson did to him what no one had ever done. No one. At 20 years old. I just had to feel a little better about Mike Tyson because, again, I still think he was a winner tonight because he's 58 years old. I'm in my 50s. And the fact that he won 8 rounds with Jake Paul tells you everything you need to know about Jake Paul. Okay? Dr. Boxing Talk says, yes, sir, rest in peace to the Jamaican champion, Trevor Berbick. Trevor was a good fighter. He was tough. He was durable. No one ever disposed of him like Mike Tyson did at age 20 in 1986. What is that? 30? How many? I don't know. 38? I don't know how many years ago it is. 38 years ago. Jim Brown, George, was Mike more dominant than Joe Louis? No, he wasn't. And I'm a big Mike Tyson advocate, but Joe Louis defended his title for 20 times, 18 times. He beat everyone in his era. Mike Tyson, had 9 or 10 title defenses, and then he ran into Buster Douglas, and he lost. And in Mike Tyson's biggest fights, the fights he was challenged in, he lost. Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield, he lost those fights. So, it is what it is. I mean, I thought there was a point in Mike Tyson's career where he was going to go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time, but then he ran into Buster and everything seemed to go downhill. Sadly. Jim Brown says, looked like he got hit by a train. Just incredible. Just let me go back to let's see.
He couldn't do anything. There's Jimmy Jenkins in there. Bill Payton also was with him.
Look at this 20-year-old Mike Tyson.
Kevin Rooney, congratulations, champion. Jose Torres there in the ring with Mike.
Jose Torres, Don King.
Former light heavyweight champion of the world. Trevor is disappointed, can't believe what's happened. And it's jubilation for the corner of this guy, Mike Tyson. Let's watch the finishing blow. Crushing right hand. Wow, with a left hook. Then a right hand right in the temple bone. And he's in trouble here. He reels backwards. That's the very first knockdown of the fight.
I don't think Trevor Berbick was ever knocked down.
You saw the punches that landed.
And then this left hook on the temple.
But notice it's all
That was
Tyson.
it. That was it.
Berbick doing nothing offensively.
He knocked him down 3 times in one
down.
shot.
Mills Lane sends him to the corner. And look at the courage. Again, his mind and heart want to get up. But his body won't allow him to. His legs are rubberized. Look at it. Mills Lane continues the count. And it'll be scored as a knockout for Mike Tyson. And that's it. He's not ready. And Mills Lane says, no, you're not back.
He missed the uppercut, and then watch the left hook right on the temple.
WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And he's a youngster named Mike Tyson who can reign for a long, long time.
Mike Tyson's 78 years old now. He's 78. I'm sorry. He's 78 years old. Wow. I need to feel better tonight about Mike Tyson. Jim Brown, Mike is a top 3 puncher in combat sports history. SWN up. I hate seeing boxing legends participate in showings like this. Well, you know what? Yeah, who really thought Mike Tyson? I know there was sentimental money on him, but he's 58 years old, so I just didn't want to see him get hurt, and he didn't. He never staggered. He never wobbled. He went the distance. Is it the YouTube or StreamYard link? This won't spam my laptop, I hope. No, I don't think so. Jim Brown, Mike is the most beloved villain in sports history, but there was a time he was not a villain. There was a time he was not a villain. I gotta play one more. I really do. Copy. I gotta play one more Tyson fight before I bounce out of here. And I'm talking about Tyson when he was Tyson. When he was Iron Mike. So I'll wait for this to load. Yes, Matthew, agree totally. You can always see when a fighter gets older in their legs. Some of them still got hands and power, but the legs are what they are. And Tyson had the leg wrap. He had the leg brace. Yeah. Have you watched Moses Atomo? No, watching him, I can imagine how Mike Tyson. Yeah, well, that's not Mike Tyson. That's not Mike Tyson. Jojo wins Prime Mike or Prime Bo. Prime Mike to me, Prime Mike doesn't get enough love. That's what I think. Let me see. I got my man Levi.
Hey,
my
George,
man Levi. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Doing good.
So, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I guess the only consolation from that fight was that Mike didn't get knocked down or hurt.
Right.
That's just a sad showing.
Yeah.
Like, some deep down, I kind of knew he probably wasn't gonna win. I just thought he was gonna look better, and also I just wanted him to knock Jake Paul out just because Jake Paul had the nerve to choose him as an opponent.
I'm with you. Look, I mean, every clip we saw of Tyson training, it was 2 seconds like it's like boom boom and then cut and then boom boom then cut. Boom boom.
Yeah.
That's not real life. They did what they had to do to build it up. Everybody's nostalgic. We all love the Rocky movies and Rocky Balboa, where Rocky's like 70 and he fights the heavyweight champion and goes the distance. We love nostalgia. We love nostalgia, but there's reality. Mike Tyson's 58. He's probably 78 in boxer years, with all the drugs and everything else he's done. But still, Levi, he won 8 rounds with this young man. I won't call him a young fight. This young man, he won 8 rounds. And to me, Tyson won by going 8, but I didn't expect. I wanted Tyson to knock him out, but I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Honestly, his legs were the main problem. Like, when you see a fighter walk into the ring with a knee brace, that should be an automatic red flag.
Well, you know what? Now, when I was watching him walk, Levi, I feel like in the beginning, I swore I saw him stumble or like take a misstep, and I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? Like, he can't. What's going on with his legs? He looked stiff-legged walking to the ring. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes, never have, never will. Mike Tyson, if you watch his hot boxing podcast that he did for the last few years, bro, all he did was smoke weed. And it was probably good for Mike. It was probably good for him, his psyche. But as an athlete, what that does to your lungs, it destroys your lungs.
Yeah.
He had no legs. He had no stamina. And still, Jake Paul couldn't do anything with him. So,
but after weed, I don't think he did it for this fight, especially when you're going to fight in Texas. They're not going to allow that. Like, I remember when Keyshawn Davis fought there last year.
Right.
They popped him for that.
But my point is, you're right. He probably didn't, because he passed a drug test, if there was one. Yeah. But he's been doing it for years and years and years. So it does damage to you. And being 58 years old, he let himself go for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he decided to get in shape, got himself in phenomenal shape for a 58-year-old. Phenomenal shape. But there's reality, man. He fought a guy 30 years younger who is not that good. And thank God he's not that good, because Mike Tyson, if he was fighting anyone in the top 30 in the heavyweight division, he would have gotten hurt tonight. But he fought a guy who is not that good.
Yeah, but also, I feel like Jake kind of took it easy on him at the end. Like you see in the last few seconds of round 8, he's bowing and doing all that stuff. It was just sad. Like, of all the ways it could have gone, I didn't want it to go like that. At least he didn't get hurt.
I mean, this really, Netflix did this. It was a business decision, and they could only do this with Mike Tyson. Yeah. The reason why that place was sold out, the reason why millions of people watched was because of Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
exactly. It was not because of Jake Paul. It was because of Mike Tyson and what he used to be. And everyone loves nostalgia, man. Like, everybody wishes Michael Jordan could come back to the NBA right now and just have that one game where he scores 50 points and he's a king again. But it won't happen. Everybody loves nostalgia. But he still won 8 rounds. And Jake Paul couldn't do anything with him.
Yeah, and you know what? Something I noticed, like when Mike did throw or did something, Jake couldn't really react. He couldn't really keep him off of him. So like a younger Mike Tyson could have taken advantage of that because look, Jake was playing around, his hands were down, and it looked like he was getting tired himself. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's why I had to play the Berbick fight because in my office I've got Tyson. You know, Tyson's like 6 or 7 years older than me, so I kind of grew up with Tyson. You know, and I still think Tyson doesn't get enough credit. People seem to only remember the ear biting and all the nonsense that happened.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, I mean, 20 years old, you're the heavyweight champion. He's undisputed by 21 or 22. Then look, his life's, and it's his fault, but his life went askew. But it's his fault.
Yeah.
It's completely his fault. But there was a point where I thought Mike was going to go down as one of the greatest fighters ever, and he did not. He lost to Buster, and he really was never the same. But I think he doesn't get enough credit for how good he was at 20, 21, 22. He was a phenomenal fighter, fighting big guys. Tony Tucker was 6'5", 230. And at points in that fight, he was out jabbing Tony Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I mean, you get judged when your career is over. And Tyson was not, he was certainly not, like I see people saying Tyson's the greatest ever. No, he wasn't. He was, I thought he could be, but in his prime, he was a hell of a fighter. But that prime, his prime ended in 1989.
Yeah. And he said he could have been one of the greats. He is one of the greats, but just not as great as he could have been.
Right.
And, you know, I'll give Jake Paul credit because, you know what, not for his fighting. Definitely not for that. But as a promoter, he did put on a great event there, a great card. Like, you know, Barrios and Ramos, Taylor and Serrano. Those were damn good fights.
Damn good fights. That first fight sucked. The first fight on the card sucked.
With the Indian fighter. Yeah. I have a feeling they... Like,
bro, Barrios and Ramos?
Yeah.
Boy, Ramos showed something tonight because, I mean, he loses the first 5 rounds and then, boom, he's knocked down and he drops Barrios. That was a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Serrano and Taylor, you knew that was going to be a great fight. Great fight.
Amanda Serrano is a goddamn warrior going through that cut like that.
That was one of the worst cuts I've seen in my life. And she didn't complain?
That was like a Vitaly Klitschko kind of cut when he got punched by Lennox in that fight.
Oh, my God. I can't believe they let that go on. I thought, listen, I love both those fighters. I thought Amanda won the first fight, and I thought she won this fight.
Definitely.
It was a bad decision. But this is Texas. You know, Texas is known for horrible decisions, horrible refs.
I mean, this is the commission that sanctioned Tyson Paul as a pro fight. So that should tell you all you need to know.
See, you know what, Levi? Exactly. That's the problem with boxing.
Yeah.
The fact that this was a sanctioned fight with 14-ounce gloves, with 2-minute rounds. Boxing's the only sport, and I love the sport and I hate it too. It's the only sport that makes up its own rules.
Yeah.
And they did it for this fight.
Professional sports.
Right. They did it for this fight. They made up their own rules to make it a real fight. And it should not have been a sanctioned fight.
Yeah. Like the first fight on the card with the Indian kid, that should have been on like the preliminary card. Like Bruce Carrington or Shadeza Green would have been a better first fight.
Bro, Levi, I'm with you. Like Shushu should have been that first fight. Not the YouTuber against the guy from India that no one knows.
Yeah.
That was a terrible first fight. But the rest of the card was super entertaining except for the main event.
You know what? With the Barrios fight, I think him and Boots probably could be next. Like, Boots is coming off of not so good performance, and then Barrios. Well, it was closer than it probably should have been, but that's credit to Ramos for that.
Credit to Ramos, man. Like after 5 rounds, it was a shutout. He had dropped Ramos. I was watching that and I was like, wow. You know how they say when you become a champion, you become like 20% better.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, Barrios is looking good. And then boom, that 6th round things. But I'll give Barrios credit. He fought back. He didn't quit. Yeah, let him and Boots fight. Let's have them unify some of these belts.
Yeah, no. Although I do think if they had credited, I think he knocked him down in the 2nd round, but the ref didn't call it. If they counted that, Barrios probably would have won the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was that fight was a great fight. Serrano Taylor, great fight.
Chef's kiss.
Tyson. It is what it is, man. I mean, I went to the press conference in Harlem before the fight, when they were supposed to fight in June or July, whenever it was. And I listened to people talk and they were debating, and it was, Tyson's going to win, Paul's going to win. And I knew right away that people were going to get hooked on this because of the nostalgia of Mike Tyson. Yeah. And that's what this was built on. This was built. Yeah. Every single clip you saw of Tyson training, they were clearly edited and sped up.
Yeah.
And it was Tyson, look, for 58, phenomenal shape. No doubt. Yeah. Tyson against any other 58-year-old, he's going to probably win the fight. Yeah. But he fought a guy 30 years younger. So
against any other 58-year-old, I don't know, because Lennox Lewis is around that age, and after tonight, I don't think even in an exhibition he could do well with Lennox.
I agree. Like, I don't want to see Tyson. I don't want to see him against Holyfield. I don't want to see him. He couldn't deal with Holyfield back when he was young. So, I know Tyson said at the end that he thinks he's going to fight again. I would hope he doesn't.
If it's an exhibition, just to have a little fun, maybe, but not a pro fight. God, please no.
Look, the highlight was when he smacked Jake yesterday.
Yeah.
At the weigh-in. That was pretty much better than the fight.
Yeah, and on highlight, I mean, we all saw it in the dressing room when he's talking with his son. I'm not going to talk about it. That was pretty viral.
I'll tell you what, that was fun. I mean, he had his jock strap on and then nothing else, and they let us see Tyson's ass and everything. It was an entertaining night because Tyson at this point just doesn't give a buck. He doesn't give an F about anything. No. But we love nostalgia, man. I mean, and you could feel the crowd. They were those first 2 rounds, and Tyson was okay those first 2 rounds. He landed some shots. The crowd was just, they wanted to explode for Tyson. They wanted to, like, you felt the crowd behind him.
Yeah. Like, I was watching the fight with a whole bunch of my buddies. When Mike came charging at Jake, we all saying, "Yeah, get him, kill him, come on!" And that didn't last long. I kept saying, "Please, please don't go out like this," but he did. That's sad.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I wanted the same thing that most people wanted, and people wanted to see Tyson show a flash of what he was.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's kind of unfair to say, let me see how you were 30 years ago. So, I don't think, me personally, I don't think that Netflix is going to get into boxing. I know a guy who works there who helped put this fight together. I have not asked them about this, but
Yeah.
I think they did this because this was the perfect storm. They had Tyson, who had the nostalgia,
Yeah.
who captivated the world at one point. Um, they used that, they harnessed that, and they put this night together, and they got a. I guarantee you, they had. This might be one of the most watched fights of all time,
Yeah.
and they probably got so many subscribers, but it was only because of Mike Tyson.
Yeah. But what you say, we all love nostalgia. Like, we all love nostalgia, and we all hate Jake Paul. That's a fact. Those people were not in there to watch Jake Paul win. They were in there to watch Mike Tyson knock his ass out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But I do hope that Netflix does keep doing fights, because I like the whole production. I thought they did it all right.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. And I will say I used to work at HBO. The person that produced the fight, live producer, was Dave Harmon, who worked at HBO for a long time. The camera guys I recognized, they were with HBO. The person in the locker room, the woman in the locker room, Tammy Cotel, she was HBO. So there was a heavy HBO influence, and I love that. But I just I don't think that Netflix. I think that they did this because they knew they could get subscribers. They could get eyeballs. This would be viral. This would capture the world.
Yeah.
Netflix doesn't want to do fights like Better Be a Bivol, which, as hardcore fans, you and I were like, this is the fight, man. We've been waiting for this fight for years. Netflix doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
I think if Netflix does boxing again, it'll be for like Canelo and Crawford, if that fight happened. They're not going to get in the boxing, though, Levi. I don't think they're going to. I do not think that, like, every month there's going to be a Netflix card. They don't care about boxing, man. They cared about eyeballs, and Tyson brought them eyeballs. Netflix doesn't give a fuck about boxing. They don't.
Well, I think if they get in a big enough event, they probably will, because look at fighters like Barrios and Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. They wouldn't have gotten that kind of exposure unless it was on that big of a stage.
Agreed. But
so fighters fighting on other places in the card, they could get a lot of exposure by fighting under those big names on that kind of a platform.
No, I agree with you 100%. I just don't think. I think that was great for them. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think Netflix wants to get into boxing. I think they want to do what's best for them, and they want big mega events. And Tyson, like, this is the last bit of juice I think anyone can get from Mike Tyson. Netflix got it, and it was a huge event. I just don't think they care about, like, putting Shakur Stevenson against like Tank Davis. I just don't think they care about fights like that. They did what was gonna, like, this had worldwide interest because of Tyson. So unless maybe they would do a Jake Paul against Canelo if that happened.
Well, they would definitely do a Canelo fight.
Yeah, I just don't think. I don't think that Netflix. I think they want to up their subscribers, and I don't think they care. They don't care about boxing. That's just what I don't know if that's true. That's just what I think.
I don't think they care about any sport, because just what brings in viewers and brings in money. Because I think they're going to be showing an NFL game, and I don't know how long, but they're going to be showing one.
Well, during the telecast, they announced that in January, the WWE is going to be on Netflix. So now I don't follow. I used to, back in the day with Hulk Hogan, I used to follow WWE. But Netflix is doing WWE. So they're getting into sports, but I mean, I don't think there's a future for boxing unless it's, look, I mean,
gotta be a big fight,
right? Or let's say Holyfield and Tyson decide to do a third fight.
That's
I
not gonna.
think Netflix would do something like that.
I know,
You
but
know,
that's not.
they
It's not
they
gonna
don't
sell
care
out a
about.
stadium or a big enough place.
Yeah, they I don't think they care about boxing. Um,
They care
I
about
think
what.
they care about getting subscribers.
Yeah, they care
And
about viewership and money. That's it.
so, hey, when you watched the fight,
Hmm. Did it?
how
Did it
was your
freeze?
stream? Did it buffer at all?
Did it freeze? Yeah. When Tyson started to walk into the ring, yeah, it froze.
You know what? It froze for me after the first round, and a few times it got like blurry, and I never had Netflix do that before. So that
Yeah.
shows you
Yeah.
a hell of a lot of people were watching
Yeah.
that fight.
I mean, yeah. I can't think of any other case where that would happen unless that many people were watching it at the same time.
Yeah. So, you know, the person I spoke to that works for Netflix said now he was saying the numbers are staggering. So I texted him. I said, "You guys never release numbers." He said, "We're going to." So, I mean, the numbers that they did are going to be staggering. I believe they probably got so many subscribers, and it was all because of Tyson, and that's why I showed that Trevor Berbick fight
Yeah.
because, man, even 4 years ago, Tyson against Roy Jones. 4 years
Right.
when you're 54 to 58
Yeah.
and you've done all those drugs and abused your body,
It's a big difference.
it's a big
Like,
difference.
like
And
the Mike Tyson who was in the ring with Roy Jones, with the way he was moving, kind of ferocity, he would have done a better job against Jake Paul.
I really think that Tyson that fought Roy would have hurt Jake Paul.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the
His
few
legs
times that
didn't seem compromised back when he fought Roy, but that was 4 years ago. And in between those 4 years, Mike Tyson was doing his hot boxing podcast,
yeah,
smoking weed like it was going out of business. So, it is what
yeah.
it is.
And let's be honest, like the few times Mike did land on Jake, I'm sure he felt it.
Well, he had that respect because Jake wasn't just going all out, throwing hands, trying to knock Tyson out. He would
Yeah,
throw a few punches and then move and stay away and clinch. So, well, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And one thing though, two things I pulled from this card. One, I never want to watch Jake Paul fight again. Never. Right? No class, no shame from him. You after the fight, celebrating like you beat a young champion in his prime.
Exactly.
Please. And two, Taylor and Serrano need to run that back ASAP, or as soon as that cut heals. And if they do it, they got to do it on neutral territory. I know they talked about Croke Park in Ireland. No. After that decision, no. They got maybe somewhere in Vegas, or I don't know.
Yeah, Amanda just, boy.
She got screwed over tonight.
That first fight, Amanda's from Brooklyn. I know they keep talking about Puerto Rico. She's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That first fight was at MSG, and she got robbed, I thought.
Yeah. I thought
this fight's in Texas. Texas is BS when it comes to decisions or judges or refs. Texas makes up their own rules. They're garbage. I would never, if I was a pro fighter, I would never, ever fight in Texas.
Yeah.
I thought she got robbed again. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a long time for that cut to heal. I hope she gets a third fight with Katie Taylor. I really do.
And this fight was, Amanda won more rounds than she did the first time. The first time, I scored it like 5-5 apiece, but I thought in the fifth round, Amanda beat Katie up so badly that it warranted a 10-8 round. I know judges can do that.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with you. And hopefully they run it back, but that cut was bad, man. Yeah. So
like
it's going to be
in your opinion, George.
While.
In your opinion, like speaking fairly, do you think Katie was fighting dirty?
I think that's just the way she fights. she's getting old. Listen, she's 38, so she's declining big time. She really is. I mean, she throws shots and kind of dives in. I don't think she purposely fought to like throw her head in there because there were times both their heads were coming together.
Yeah. And I
But
get it from the
she's
different
38 years
stances that
old.
stuff can happen, but
Yeah, she's
but
38, and Serrano's
I
36.
know, and it's not the first time it's happened. Like, she did it in the first fight at MSG. First time Serrano got really cut. She did it with Chantel Cameron both times. And I don't know. How is
Yeah.
it with that much dirty fighting, and then the point deduction? She did not lose that fight. Serrano did
Well,
not.
I thought the point deduction, I thought that sealed it. I was like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, all right, well, Amanda, she's gonna get her W, but she didn't.
Like,
All right, man. Listen, it's 221.
Yeah.
By the way, where do you live? What part of the country do you?
I'm living in California.
Oh
I'm
man, so it's only 11:21 out there.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
early. All right, bro.
I'm
I'm
out in
on
the
the
Bay
East
Area.
Coast, so I'm about to get off here. But I appreciate you coming on, man. I'll do some lives this week. Jump on, man. We'll talk boxing. But tonight I just wanted to. I want to celebrate Tyson a little bit.
Yeah.
You
Props
know?
to him. Still one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Tonight doesn't do shit to his legacy.
Exactly. All right, brother, man. Listen, we'll do some more live soon, and I appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks, George. Always a
All
pleasure.
right, Levi. All right,
Bye.
Sean. My man Levi. So I'm about to get off here because it's 2:21 in the morning. My whole family's asleep. George, I honestly feel Jay carried Mike. Oh man, I don't think so. I would go. Matthew says I would go so far as to say Prime Tyson beats all heavyweights in this era. Yeah, 100% agree. Prime Tyson, yeah. Linda Wood says, I feel Mike Tyson is bigger than Muhammad Ali now. Do you know? No. It's no, because none of us lived through Ali's era. Man, let me tell you. When I was in 8th grade, I was in honors English. No. Was it 8th grade? Or was it high school? I'm going to say it was high school. No, it was junior high. In Rawway Junior High School. I was in honors English, and we had to do oral book reports. And I did mine as Muhammad Ali. And so I was in a robe with boxing gloves on, and I said, I was born Cassius Clay, January 17th, 1942, blah, blah, blah. I got an A. No. Tyson, it's hard for us because we didn't live through that era. It's hard to appreciate how big Muhammad Ali was. So, no. Mike Tyson was never bigger than Muhammad Ali. Matthew, that cut was gross. Amanda won and should have been stopped for the safety of her eye. Agreed. 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 Lucky him. Thanks, George. Are you watching tomorrow? Yeah, there's boxing tomorrow. I'm going to watch. Matthew says Tyson should just stop already. He got the money he needs and did not need to see his own wrinkled butt. Yeah, that's true. Now I agree with that. Like I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to see his like that. Why did they let that shot linger? And they had to show his ass. Like, come on, man. All right, listen. Before I get out of here, all right, here we go. Before I get out of here, I just want to play one more Tyson clip. All right. It's because it's 2:25 in the morning. I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. All right, here we go.
We welcome.
So this
No
is Mike
respect
Tyson.
attacks Larry Holmes. Larry get tagged that time, but he's all right. At punches. Larry able to. Holmes is going to maybe. You don't stop.
All right.
So nothing dirty about the fight so far.
So this is 1987, I believe. Larry Holmes had lost his heavyweight championship to Michael Spinks. Had a rematch. I thought he beat Spinks. They gave the decision to Spinks, and Holmes lost. And he was off for about a year or two. And then he came back to fight Mike Tyson. This was the 4th round of that fight. Mike Tyson against Larry Holmes.
We're coming up to round number 4. I believe Tyson has won all 3 of the first 3 rounds. This is round 4.
Look at the legs.
Larry can pick up on the offense.
You see the legs right there, the way he skipped across the ring? And think about how he was tonight at 58.
Larry up on his toes now. This is the way a young Larry Holmes would have fought Mike Tyson. Now Holmes is maybe going to open up some offense here. The crowd loves to see this. Larry definitely a sentimental favorite. You see that head right in the face of Larry Holmes. Nothing said by Joe Cortez about that. Here's Tyson attacking again. Larry knows exactly how to take away that punching power in tight. Larry has a more confident look on his face now than he had in the first round. Left hook caught him that time, though. Can't get too cute with this guy. You've got to keep moving.
All right, break out clean.
Larry has all the rig savvy that a lot of the fighters that Mike Tyson has faced have not possessed. Tyson bores in, no damage done here at all. He's got that face right in the chin and the cheek of Larry Holmes again.
Let's go, come on.
And again, Larry knows how to tie him up. When Larry was up on his toes and sticking and moving with that left hand, that's the way to fight Mike Tyson. But a 38-year-old Larry Holmes cannot continue that round after round.
Woo! That right hand.
A big right hand, and down goes the former champion. He was nailed right in the button.
See him shake his head.
The count is up to 6, 7, and 8. Larry is hurt. I don't know if he's going to be able to survive this round. He's definitely hurt. His legs are gone, and in comes Mike. It was a big right hand. Larry's nailed again.
Oh.
Down he goes. I don't know.
If you don't know Mike Tyson, that right there was Mike Tyson.
He'll be able to continue. It's up to 4 and 5. His eyes are clear.
How do you feel?
It's up to 7 and 8. He's going to be able to continue. Tyson knows he has him in trouble. It's just a matter of time. Larry will not survive this round. He's trying to fight back with everything he has. He's trying desperately, but this is not the same age man that was able to do it against Ronaldo Snipes. He goes with a big right hand. The left hook. Larry stays on his feet, showing tremendous heart. Nail with the left hook. Holmes is getting set up for the right hand. Here it comes. The left will come inside. There's the left. There's the right. Larry's ready to go again. He's hit with the left hand. 17 seconds. He may be able to get by the round now. He should be hanging on. Nail with the right hand, the left hand. He's got to hang on, or they'll stop the fight. Down he goes. Larry's hurt. It's all over. He is knocked out. He didn't even bother the count. It was a vicious right hand. It came like a bolt. We looked for it, and Larry got hurt. A big right hand ends the career of the former champion of the world. Mike Tyson proved to the world that he certainly is the undisputed heavyweight champion.
All right, I feel a little better now. So Tyson against Berbick, Tyson against Holmes. Larry Holmes was a great champion. Larry Holmes, by the way, the only time he was knocked out was against Mike Tyson. Larry Holmes went on to have a long career after that Tyson fight. Fought for the heavyweight championship against Evander Holyfield and lost. Mike Tyson when he was young, and there's other fights. It's too late. It's 2:30. I'm exhausted. Pinklin Thomas, Terrell Biggs, Tony Tucker. He was an amazing fighter. And Kyle said, "My goodness, yeah." Matthew agreed. Netflix wants circus events, and Jake Paul is the perfect clown. Yeah. It is what it is. But listen, I appreciate everybody who was on here. It's 2:30. My whole family's asleep. My wife is asleep. My daughter's asleep. Yes. You know what, Kyle? I think this week I'm gonna do like a mega long show in just Mike Tyson's greatest hits. So for the youngsters, the Jake Paul fans who don't know who Mike Tyson was, maybe they'll get a sense of how good he was. He's a senior citizen now. I mean, it looked like he had a hard time walking to the ring. So it is what it is. He still won 8 rounds with Jake Paul. He won 8 rounds with a 27-year-old fighter. So anyway, appreciate you all. Like the show. Do some more lives. We'll talk some more boxing. We'll have some more fun. I'll talk to you guys soon. And Kyle, maybe next weekend, that's the time we do it. Peace out.